Okay, so if you're watching the beginning of this video, it means I successfully did the makeup and I liked it, so wish me luck. Or I'm wishing myself luck because this is the first thing I'm filming. Okay, so I am super excited for this video, yet very scared and nervous, I'm not going to lie, because I will be recreating the Black Veil Brides cover album from their new restitched Cheekbones skull on myself, with my style, of course. I am super excited, yet at the same time very nervous. I am going to be working with special effects for this, so I really prepped my face for this, moisturized, cleaned it, everything, because I am going to put a lot of liquid latex on me with some torn up tissue papers, cotton balls, and a lot of just like special effects stuff on me. So I definitely need to prime my face for this part. So without further more, let's get into this video, shall we? So the very first thing I'm going to do is use one of these very cheap disposable sponges because, as we all know, liquid latex destroys pretty much anything you use. And I'm going to apply liquid latex basically all over my face, starting with my forehead, let that dry, and move on to my cheek area. So on the left side of my face, I'm going to start applying liquid latex and put the tore up tissue paper, and then apply more liquid latex to create more texture and 3D depth effect, since this is the side where that kind of disposed, torn up jaw is from the album. So as you saw, I just moved on to my nose area with the liquid latex and a tissue paper to create that more 3D effect of the nose area. And I'm just going back and forth between that and my forehead and the other side of my face with liquid latex and letting it kind of apply messy, because the skull kind of looks like it's all cracked up and deformed a little bit and distorted. As for the cheekbones, I really want to create that more 3D effect of the skull cheekbone, so I'm going to use cotton balls for this part. So I'm going to measure out the good length of the cotton ball to my cheekbone and then apply a good amount of liquid latex and then stick on the cotton ball and then apply more liquid latex on top of that, and to my best of my skills, blend out the edges. This part is completely optional, but I am going to cover a little bit of my lips with the latex and the tissue paper, so just, yeah, it's completely optional. And now that my face, or I should say the bottom of my face, is covered up in liquid latex and cotton balls and tissue paper, I'm going to wait for it to dry completely for the next step. So if you are doing this on yourself, you can always use a blow dryer on cold to help speed up the process. Alright, so I took some time for it to dry, and now it's all nice and dry. So on the left side, if you look in the photo of their album, it kind of has like this torn up jawline kind of going on, so either using your fingers or scissors, please be careful. I'm going to start ripping that up to create that more 3D depth effect to it of the jawline. And again, I am applying more liquid latex inside of the jawline just to create more of a sticky base for the next part. So looking back at my lovely reference photo, you can tell this skull has some jaggedy teeth. So obviously I have teeth, but I'm supposed to be a skull and my teeth are inside my mouth. So there's two ways you can do this. You can always draw on your teeth, but I wanted to challenge myself and step it up a bit more. So I found a video on YouTube to see how to make my own prosthetics of my own teeth. Basically, I made a mold of which air dry and made my teeth prosthetic using liquid latex. And it came out really cool. So I'll put the video down in the description if you're interested in looking looking into that. So I'm basically putting a lot of liquid latex on the prosthetic and where my teeth are going to apply, and pressing down and making sure I'm patient with this, and it has a nice drying time, that way it doesn't fall off. So once I'm waiting for that to completely dry, I'm going to glue down my eyebrows. So looking back, that's probably the first step you need to do before applying any liquid latex, is to glue down your eyebrows to protect them. Alright, so my prosthetic teeth have finally completely dry, and before we get into the paint job, I'm going to quickly, using just my fingers, going to tear up a couple pieces here and there on my liquid latex to create more of that gruesome, gory effect texture to my skull. Alright, to the fun part, the paint job. So I'm going to just use my Urban Decay foundation with a stippling brush as my first base coat of color, and just stipple that color pretty much everywhere to make sure everything's nice and coated. Alright, so looking back at my lovely reference photo, just from looking at the skull, yellow is a very high color in this skull, so using my stippling brush that I use for my foundation with this Ben 9 Bruce kit, with the yellow, I'm going to stipple that yellow on top of my foundation and blend it in. Now that I am a little bit yellow, I'm going to move on to the next step. So using my very small gel liner brush, I'm going to use that like dark violet color in my Bruce kit, and just quickly kind of sketch out the rough form and shape of the eye sockets before I start filling them in. Since my eye sockets are completely black, I'm going to use the Kat Von D lash liner to line my waterline. Now using this black from my MAC Flash dupe, I am going to now fill in my eye sockets and my nose. I'm also going to use that same black and darken in between my lips, and also bring that black out onto my jaw lines and blend it out. Now going back to my little small gel eyeliner, I'm going to outline my teeth to define them. Now looking back at this was a mistake. I should have used black eyeshadow for this part instead of the creamy eyeshadow face paint I was using, just because it was very strong and it was very difficult to blend out. So, you know, I live and learn. So dipping into the James Charles Morphe palette, I'll be using his black called Spooky to set all the black. I put it on my eye socket, nose, jawline, and a little bit on my teeth too. So once again, using the James Charles Morphe palette, I'm going to be using a lot of these combination of browns near the black just to create some shadows and depth around my eye socket, nose, jawline, and attempted of my teeth. I'm also going to put those combination of browns in between some cracks and holes I made in the liquid latex, again to create some depth of the skull. Okay, I'm already looking kind of gruesome already, but I'm going to take it up a level, so I'm going to use the Ben 9 thick blood, and with a quick palette knife, I'm going to apply that thick blood to the holes and jawline just to make it more gory. So I could have left it here, but I wanted to experiment more, so I'm dipping it into my bruise kit, and again just applying a little bit of green here and there just to create more of the color scheme and just add more of a rotting skull on the ground. Before this video ends, again, thank you for watching, and I'm actually quite impressed with myself with my skills. I mean, I do have to practice on the prosthetic part of teeth because, you know, I feel like teeth in general are just hard, but that's besides the point. For those of you who celebrate Halloween, have a wonderful Halloween. I know COVID's kind of put a damper on things, and it's literally on the perfect like date. Like Halloween's on the perfect date, which is a bummer, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do get inspired from Black Veil Bride's new album of their skull and decide to do a makeup like I got inspired here, let me see yours. I'm so interested to see it. But happy Halloween, and I will see you guys very soon, the first week of November, with a new video. Please subscribe to my channel. All my social media links are down below, and I will see you guys later.